All right, well, thank you, Our Revolution, again for having us here together. My name is Renata Rollins, and I'm running for Olympia City Council Position 6. And I'm standing here tonight because this community has changed my life. And so before getting into the City Council campaign and policy and problems, I want to share a story. So if you and I know each other, chances are it's from my work on affordable housing, homelessness, and downtown outreach. But if you had told me 6 years ago that this would be my path, I could not have believed you. I was the kind of person who never went downtown, partly because I didn't feel I fit in, partly because I had the impression that it was all really expensive boutiques and I was used to going to thriftier chains like Target and Value Village, and partly because I saw what I assumed to be homeless or rough-looking people, and the visual made me anxious, exhausted, and even afraid. But I've always believed in doing what scares you. So when a job came up a few years ago to walk the downtown streets as an outreach worker with the Olympia Downtown Ambassador Program, I took the leap. And there's so much to say, but the gist of it is this. As much as I hope I make a positive impact on the downtown community, downtown also makes a positive impact on me. I used to drive by and see social problems, but with time, thanks to the Olympia community, I started to see human beings. I started to see friends. I started to see possibilities. And what I came to understand is that cities and communities live and die by our relationships. As individuals, as communities, we rise and fall by the quality of our relationships. This was a huge shift for me. Now, this story isn't about downtown or homelessness. It's not even really about me. It's about us. It's about our human ability to acknowledge our fears and anxieties, to embrace what's possible, and to shift. We're living in extraordinary times, nationally, of course, but we're facing many of these same forces locally. Whether we're talking about ending the crisis of homelessness, ensuring public safety for the entire public, about improving transit choices, affordability, immigrant sanctuary, restoring the watershed, or surviving climate change, local matters, and our challenges are as interconnected as we all are. And that's why I believe it's imperative to shift our understanding of what the City Council can be. I believe the first order of duty for a council member is community outreach, building relationships across differences in culture or circumstance, being the glue and the mirror for Olympia. The current City Council and staff have a lot of technically qualified people, but what we're lacking is a path to coexistence in these turbulent times. This takes a community outreach worker, and that's how we start to create a better community and a better world with room for all. In this campaign, we ask, where can we go? And tonight, I'm inviting you to help us find out. We are a viable progressive campaign endorsed by Thurston environmental voters, the local Sierra Club, the State Workers Union, WFC 443, the Thurston Lewis Mason Central Council, as well as the National Women's Political Caucus, thank you, and community, and NARAL Pro-Choice Washington. So this is a viable progressive campaign, and I invite you to be a part of it. Please volunteer if you can, donate if you can. Over at the table we have Rob and Gabe with campaign materials, volunteer sign-up, buttons, donation envelopes, and we have canvassing happening every evening, weekends as well. This Friday and the next Friday we're going to have a volunteer pizza party with phone banking and data entry at our headquarters, which is at 1014 4th Avenue, right next to the Lucky 7 as you're heading out of downtown. And I guess to close, I really believe in these turbulent times Olympia is worth fighting for, and thank you for everything that you all do towards that cause. I was going to take questions. It looks like I ran on longer than I expected, and I probably have about 30 seconds, but I wanted to give an update for those interested in the reading at City Council tonight about a measure to limit public comment and the phones comment comment to only those that the city council are comfortable with. They actually removed that item from the agenda tonight, so it's not. So it is not over, and it shows very clearly that we need to shift. But for now, we have a victory. Thank you.